Hi guys, this is Nick here with NicksWhipShop, and today I have 5 new whips to review for you. Today we have everything from kangaroo hide bull whips to nylon 4-foot paracord bull whips. We're going to go ahead and start out with one of my favorites today. This is whip number 74. This whip is a 16 plat 3.5 foot kangaroo hide bull whip. It has 2 plated bellies underneath this overlay that you see. It has a shot-loaded core. Now this whip, the handle of this whip is a 12-inch handle. And the plating I wanted to do was I wanted to have a lot of variations in the handle, something that would, kind of separate. Especially I wanted to take advantage of the 2 tones that I had in this whip, black and red. So I really wanted to kind of give it a beautiful contrast. As you can see, it also has quite a shine to it. I've coated it with shellac. It's one of my favorites to do to really bring the shine out of rawhide whips. We have here a nice big Turk's head knot here and a knot foundation, which is great. Really holds, stays in place in your hand. And we have here a simpler transition knot. Now this whip ends in a 6-point fall hitch. And we've got about, I want to say about a 30-inch cowhide fall on this whip. Now the 2 plated bellies underneath are vegetable tanned high-grade kangaroo hide. And between each layer, between each plated belly, I have wrapped with a vinyl tape. These whips, this whip along with the others have been rolled. Each belly has been rolled with a cinder block to make sure it has a nice round finish to it. Now one of the things I want to make sure that you guys please notice is this whip does have some spaces in it, which doesn't affect the performance of the whip, but cosmetically it does have some small cosmetic blemishes, if you will. There are some spaces in this whip, so I am willing to let it go at a slightly lower price than I normally would. But this is just a fantastic little whip if you're into training horses or whatever. If you're out in the fields and you don't want to be carrying something around that's going to be kind of a bother to you, something that's lighter weight, this would be the whip for you. It's a fantastic little whip, cracks very nicely, and I think that if you're a collector too, this makes a nice little wall hanger if you like whips for collecting, that is. We're going to move on to, this is a nylon bull whip here. Now this whip right here, I have to have my little cards with me because with all these whips I sometimes forget the specifications of them. This is a 5'3" 12 plat, all white nylon paracord bull whip with 2 plated bellies underneath this overlay. This whip, I did something special. I've done this to a couple whips before this one, I believe it was. But I've added a copper ferrule here. I take a pipe and I cut off about a 1-inch section. And what I'll do is I'll mount it on here, have it so it's not going to go anywhere securely. And then I'll put two more Turk's heads on each side. It gives it a really unique look. I'm not the first one to come up with that, but I saw a lot of whips when I'm just Googling bull whips, giving myself ideas. Came across this and I wanted to give it a try, and I think it's really neat. I really think it really makes it stand out, makes it just a nice look to it, really. We got a nice big Turk's head knot here and a knot foundation like the other whip we just showed you. The handle is diamond plat side by side, 12 plat. So it's nothing fancy, just a nice solid handle. This whip ends in a 4-point fall hitch. So ends in 4 strands. Got about, I want to say about 30-inch fall, nylon fall on this whip. And that's that. The next whip I want to talk about is whip number 71. This is an all kangaroo hide bull whip, natural tan, vegetable tan kangaroo hide. This is a 4-foot 12 plat kangaroo hide whip. This has 2 plated bellies underneath this overlay. For our Turk's head knot here, the heel knot, we have a 2-tone going here. We have a whiskey tan, which is one strand, and all the rest are just the natural tan that the whip is made up of. The whole whip is actually made up of. And we just have this different color here, and I wanted to give it a flashy little, almost like a little lightning bolt kind of pattern, you know, something just different. So if we look at the plating on this whip, it's nice and even all the way down. This whip ends in a 6-point fall hitch. I like to end all of my kangaroo hide whips in a 6-point fall hitch. You can get away with 4 plat on some of the smaller nylon whips, but I like to just make sure that I just end all of them on a 6-point fall hitch. Personally, that's just me. I enjoy doing that way. This is about a 27-inch fall, cowhide fall, with a nylon cracker. And the whip cracks very nicely. Once again, this is a lighter weight whip. All the whips here you see today are shot loaded. Give them some momentum and mass and ease of cracking. The handle of this whip is a 10-inch steel handle. Forgot to mention all of these whips here have steel handles. And the plating, the handle is plated in a diamond plat 2 strands side by side. So once again, nothing too fancy, just a nice standard traditional handle you'd see on a bullwhip. The next whip I'd like to show you today is whip number 73. This is a 5-foot 3-inch 12 plat snake whip with 2 plated bellies and a shot loaded core. The handle part of the whip, it doesn't actually have a rigid handle because it's a snake whip, but the handle part of the whip is single strand diamond plat all the way around. And on the end here, what I've been doing with some of my snake whips is I'll dip it in a tool handle rubber. It's a very soft but firm rubber, and it's very grippy, and it'll really stay in your hand. Not slippery, it's very grippy, easy on the palms for prolonged use. It's not going to wear your palms, give you blisters or anything like that. Every little ways down the whip, this is a standard herringbone. Every little ways down, I decided to, go back to my single strand diamond plat, which I did here. You work your way down, another foot, another little section of diamond braiding, another foot down, another diamond braiding, and I ended up, the last portion of the whip is just standard herringbone. This whip ends in a 4-point fall hitch. Got about a 24 to 26-inch fall on this whip, the nylon cracker. This is just a nice little whip, very ideal for indoors because this whip, there's not a lot of stiffness to it, so you can just give it some overhand flicks with even low ceilings of that. So it's nice for indoor use. If you're inside on a rainy day, or inside on a winter day I should say, because this is nylon whip and you can crack, any of these nylon whips can be cracked in the rain, no worries. It's the beauty of nylon. But this is just a fantastic little indoor whip if you want to crack inside when it's cold out in the winter. I know I like to. And that's that. Finally, the last whip that I'll be showing you today and reviewing is whip number 70. This is an 8-foot, 16-plat Indiana Jones style bullwhip with an 8-inch handle and 3 plated bellies underneath the 16-plat overlay. If you're an Indiana Jones fan and you are interested in collecting Indiana Jones props from the movie, this is a fairly screen-accurate Indiana Jones bullwhip. I'm going to be honest, I haven't scrutinized, I haven't looked, into extreme detail on getting an exact screen-accurate bullwhip. But this thing is, this is just a fantastic whip. I'm really happy with the way this whip turned out. I've made quite a few whips now, but I can safely say that out of all the whips that I've ever made, this one easily makes it into the top 3. I'm just very happy. Everything's even. Everything turned out very nicely. I'm happy with it. Nice big Turk's head knot here. We have a wrist loop, so if you're cracking away, you let go, it won't fly off somewhere. Big old Turk's head knot here, 8-inch handle, and a transition. We have a single strand 16-plat diamond braid all the way around the handle. And this whip being a 16-plat, bigger whip, I wanted to end it in a 6-point fall hitch, which I did. Have a nice big, about a 35-inch nylon fall with a nylon cracker. So this is just a fantastic whip. Very even plating on this whip, turned out fantastic, and I really like this whip, and I'd love to see it get a great home. So that's that. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you're interested in any of these whips, they are all currently available. Please visit my Facebook page, facebook.com/NicksWhipShop and send me a message if you are interested in any of these whips. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care.